Hong Kong reporters coughed blood and developed rashes after tear gas exposure.
Here's a summary of the article.
Some frontline reporters felt ill after being exposed to tear gas at recent protests, according to a new study conducted by doctors. Whampoa District Councillor Kwong Po-yin, who also works as a public hospital doctor, said at a Friday press conference her team interviewed more than 170 reporters last week about their experiences with tear gas. After police used tear gas on July 28 in Sheung-wan, 96.2% of respondents said they had difficulty breathing, persistent coughing or coughed up blood. This may be related to the number of tear gas canisters fired, the density of the gas and environmental factors, he added. Hong Kong police have defended their actions by saying that tear gas only produces short-term effects, but Wong expressed doubt over this based on the cases observed. Separately, a science lecturer at the University of Hong Kong said it was possible for tear gas to release toxic chemicals if it is used past its expiry date. Photos have circulated online purporting to show tear gas canisters used past their expiry date, but police have so far declined to comment on whether expired tear gas was used.
This post received a score of 9,381, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
And watch the government blame it on the protesters.
An authoritarian government never apologizes.
Has any government ever apologized after repressing any kind of protest?
Yes, and these governments often continue existing for a long time because they are liberal democracies. When a liberal democracy apologizes, people just don't notice.
Which liberal democracies have apologized after repressing a protest? Because a violent minority forced the riot police to act is not exactly an apology, and is exactly what they always say.
Well, they apologize 50 years after. When there is new people in power that don't get affected negatively.
I know this may not have anything to do with HK, but last year in August a friend of mine attended a protest against the Romanian government. Long story short, the police closed in on all the protesters and threw tear gas grenades at them. The tear gas they used that night has been found to be expired. He had to go to the hospital to get treated for those. Maybe someone smarter than me can find a link between the tear gas used on these both occasions.
It seems like the link is the fact it's expired and broken down. Opening square bracket. Tear gas isn't fun, but I've never seen it cause long-term problems.
Bingo. Sounds like you've solved it. Or at least I hope you did. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about long-term problems either, and my friend is doing all right since he's going to a protest again tomorrow. But even without the long-term problems, it still isn't the right thing to do.
Reports of expired tear gas canisters picked up by protesters in Egypt led to theories that it could be more toxic, but Steve Wright of Leeds Metropolitan University said if enough time has elapsed that the chemicals have broken down inside the can, then it makes the canister less effective. A study carried out by a Venezuelan professor collected thousands of tear gas canisters fired by Venezuelan authorities in 2014, showed that 72% of the tear gas used was expired, and noted that expired tear gas breaks down into cyanide oxide, and nitrogens that are extremely dangerous.
That's chemical weapon.
Watch the UN complain about it, and all UN members doing their best not to listen.
Well, I lost faith in the UN when I realized that many of their member states would legally kill me for being gay. So they're not exactly the beacon of human rights everyone seems to think they are.
I think they get a lot of valid criticism, but it should be noted that the UN is only a forum for countries, and holds no power themselves.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.